boom, motherfuckers.
Did you see that? Did you do it behind the laptop?
Boom, boom, motherfuckers. Boom,
That's
boom.
where he is.
Boom, boom, motherfuckers. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, motherfuckers. Boom, boom. He can cut that out.
No, I'm going to put that at the end, like a little blooper.
Boom, boom, motherfuckers. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, motherfuckers.
Find us on
boom,
Spotify
boom.
and iTunes.
Boom, boom, motherfuckers. Boom, boom.
Back again by popular demand.
Boom, boom.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Anime Royalty Radio. My name's Aaron Legend. This is the dude. This is the other dude, and that's his girl. So, as we're going on...
Whoa. You're saying that's his girl?
No, that's your girl.
Okay, there you go.
There's my girl.
Anyway, the point being, we're doing cars.
Yes. And I will have to say that I like the flow we had this last.
Yeah.
I won't say it's like on God tier, which would be like Jeremy and James and Richard, but
Yeah.
I would like to say we were better than the new Top Gear.
Oh, God,
'cause
yes.
they're horrible.
That's not hard, though.
No, you're right.
I've seen kids opening up Kinder Eggs on YouTube that do a better flow than those guys.
Poor, what's his name? Who used to play Joey? Because he's on it now. Joey from Friends. I don't fucking know his name.
Oh, I don't watch Friends.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Japan. What the hell happens?
I don't. Whoa. Before we go that far,
Okay.
because I don't want to take full blame and throw it on Japan,
Right.
because I don't feel like it was all Japan's fault.
No. There's a worldwide market that's slowly starting to take a turn.
What I want to say is, fuck you, USA, and your fucking emissions.
Yeah, that too.
I don't want to wait 25 years to get my fucking R34.
Oh, yeah. I understand why they did it.
No.
Oh, I do.
No.
I understand why they did it. I just don't think that it was a good way to do it. Because the idea was, with the oil crisis and everything, they wanted Americans to wait 25 years before importing a car from another country because
Boo.
countries like China and Japan, they were already naturally producing cars with lower displacement, lower emissions. If you wanted a small car that could save on gas, if it wasn't being made here in America, oh, cool, I'll just order it from Japan. And they were afraid that was going to destroy our own market, so they made a rule where it had to be 25 years old to be imported into America. The only thing that sucked is, after we were done with the oil crisis, the rule was still in effect, and we couldn't get any of the cool sports cars that were coming into Japan at the time.
No. Stage 3 RX-7s. No. Stage 4 Supras.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Barely any R34s. I mean, I can go on.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Barely any Celicas after the toned down.
The GT4, yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
And the cars we did get, they were either underappreciated.
Or very undervamped from what they originally should be.
Exactly.
Because look at the 180s in Japan compared to the 180s we got here from Nissan.
Yep. Not to mention the 3000 GT. Everybody's, oh, that's just a Dodge, and everybody just wrote it off. When in actuality, the Dodge was the Mitsubishi, yeah.
Yeah, it was the other way around.
And nobody loved it as much as the R32 because the R32 had so much publicity. Everybody's like, oh, well, it's just an R32 wannabe, and it was so easy for us to get. There was no lusting after it, something you couldn't have. So, yeah.
So, is the JDM market dying?
I think the JDM sports market is dying.
That's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know what the JDM is, do you know what JDM is?
I do not.
Do you know what... I know you... I'm pretty sure you know what JDM is. You're a smart lady. You know what JDM is?
Japanese domestic market.
That's very good. Somebody give him a gold star. Or a mushroom stamp, something like that.
Hang on, let me get it ready.
Hadouken!
Do I have permission?
No.
Now, tell them your reason. Tell them the research that we looked up.
Well, what I found was one of the reasons why the whole 25 years is the safety regulations, but also because the steering wheel is on the opposite side of the U.S. cars. So they have to revamp the car to be able to be U.S. domesticated. Which doesn't make any sense. Because that goes back to olden times. The reason you drive, why a lot of other countries drive on the opposite side of the road is because when you duel, you don't duel with your left hand, you duel with your right hand. So when you went to kill somebody, it's on the right side.
Huh.
I like that.
Which is why you drive that way.
That's why Americans are weird, because we didn't go through that.
We don't even kill people right. Jesus.
You mean traditional, like...
Yeah, traditional. No, like riding the horse. Not
Jousting.
Jousting.
You use the lance in your right hand while riding a horse. You use a sword in your right hand while riding a horse.
I don't think the Japanese used lances back in the day.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Whenever you're
They
riding
picked up
a
on
horse, your weapon was in your right hand.
That's why another reason why I think it's stupid, because to me, you're shooting yourself in the foot no matter what. If you're a business who comes over from Japan to sell cars in America, you should not have to tame your market or your base display or whatever you want to call shop floor, whatever, to help with the emissions of that place. There's a reason why we don't get certain exotic cars here. It's because of the emissions. There's certain things we don't get at all because of this, and it's really pissing me off because there's a lot of cars I'd love to have.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of cars I'd love to see, but I can't because of this fucking 25-year bullshit.
And they don't pass safety regulations.
No.
And to be honest, the safety regulations don't really make any sense in reality, because with the whole Motor X thing, they were talking about, well, we'll go ahead and start pulling in these specific cars, and they were saying, well, the 25-year rule was like, well, what if we could prove that they passed the safety ratings? And they're like, okay, if you can prove it, then you can start. And they got permission for Motor X to start doing that, which involves some crash tests. So they were wanting to import R34s. They obviously had to crash R34s.
Oh.
Yeah, so imagine having to sacrifice a car just to get one brought in.
Stop. I can only take so much heartbreak.
It's okay, it's okay. Motor X didn't do it, and they just lied on the paperwork.
Oh, thank God.
Which is why they're not allowed to import cars anymore. But that's the reason we have a few R34s in now. Now, granted, the 25-year rule is almost up on the R34s. So
2024.
Right. So it's slowly coming into fruition that we're getting some more naturally. But we had those in because we were relying on the paperwork. Now, I don't get it. If we crash a car that proves that, yep, it crashed all right, would it have saved the driver? Yes.
And see,
okay, let's not use that one. Let's use another one. Like,
what does it matter? Because as Jeremy Clarkson has always stated, it's not the speed that fucking kills you, it's the sudden fucking stop. I don't care what kind of safety precautions you put in there. You're going to die if you're going fast enough. I don't care. Hammond just got lucky twice.
So far.
So far. So far.
Now, what about like the all carbon fiber vehicles? You know, like the Elemento or that McLaren with the glass side doors.
all cars have to have a certain amount of safety. That's understood. So
They'll list them as track day cars.
yeah, if there's certain vehicles that can't meet those, and you're still wanting to use them in a performance aspect, then they won't be approved for the road. The Corvettes went through something similar. They wanted something that was lightweight, fast, but still be roadworthy, because nobody wants to spend money on a car you can't drive on the road. So they made the entire body out of fiberglass, but then used the pan and the reinforcements made out of either aluminum or steel. I'm not really sure.
And see, this brings up a really, really good thing. Or not a good thing, but a prominent and kind of parallel case of what's going on in the NFL right now. Does anybody know about the wide receiver for the Raiders who got into the DUI accident in his Corvette?
Yeah.
He was driving almost 200 miles an hour, hit a family, and just annihilated them. But he survived, and now he's facing criminal charges.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what does it matter? Okay. So would it have mattered if that was a JDM he did that in? You see what I'm trying to say? What does it matter that the Corvette can do all this type of safety stuff, but the fact that he still reached 200 miles an hour in a car that we made here that passed all of our emissions and everything like that, but no, we can't have a car that's 25 years old.
To be honest, I understand there's a certain level of safety that needs to be reached, but at the same time, most cars can do that naturally, unless it's a really weird weirdly built car. If your car isn't completely made out of plexiglass, we can pretty much assume you'll survive a crash at 40 miles an hour, as long as your car isn't built out of feathers. Like it's there's a basic
The
understanding.
next corner's egg.
Yeah. The basic level of design is pretty hard to fuck up on a car. If you're traveling at 40 to 50 miles an hour and you hit something, you should be able to survive in most cars. I don't see why that's so hard to understand. Now, if you want to pay extra for a car that can do better at, say, higher speeds, 70, 80 miles an hour, congrats, you'll be able to save yourself. But you're paying for that extra luxury, just like people who pay extra for performance instead of safety.
That's right. And I shouldn't have to choose.
Mm-hmm.
If I choose to go out there and buy, let's just put this out there, the Hellcat, the Demon or whatever, the Hellcat Demon. I know I am buying for the fastest time for in a straight line. I'm not buying safety. I don't care. That's not for me. My thing is I want to be able to go, ooh, super fast in one straight line. That's me. That's what I want. If I wanted to go out and get the Porsche GT2, I know that's a track day car only, but if I wanted to take it out on the road.
But it's like somebody coming up saying, hey, wait a minute, you're not safety trained to drive that car, therefore
I don't
you can't
give a
buy it.
fuck.
Then that's the same thing with the Japanese cars.
I
like,
know.
oh, well, they're not safety proven in our state, so sorry.
What now? Are the Japanese cars sticks?
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
are automatics.
Okay.
The new Supra that has been released here, all of them are automatics. But to be fair, wrong crowd. Didn't get my to be fair back, but
To
okay.
be fair. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's sad. I knew he was waiting on that. I was just gonna leave him hanging.
I was
Thanks.
gonna just leave them.
But to be fair, the new Supra is not purebred. It's not a Toyota. As much as I love it and it's beautiful, it is pretty. It's a BMW.
And that's why I'm sad. I think the Japanese market has given up on the sports aspect of vehicles. They're not trying to make sports car anymore. And if they do want a sports car, it's just to throw into a lineup and they outsource it to somebody else.
Because look at what we have right now for the JDM sports market. As of right now, we have the Supra, which is basically a BMW. We have the GTR, the newest GTR, which actually isn't new. It's been out since 2007?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. So it's up there in age. They have announced the Nissan 400ZX. They have not released it yet. So that means we're still relying on the 370. So that continues that line. And
But the NSX.
I was still in, but I know. We still have the NSX, right? We have some of that are Lexuses, the what are they? The LF, the V8s, the RFs or whatever, the two-door RFs.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember their names.
And then if you really want to go there, you have the Celica, not the Celica, I'm sorry, the Civic Type R. So really that's 6 across, because I don't count the Scion. Does Scion even make the
FRS is no longer being made.
the FRS? No, they don't even make the what was it? The
BRZ.
no. They had the XB and the TC.
Oh, yeah, the cube cars.
But they also had the TC, the little
Yeah.
hatchback looking thing that was supposed to be their sports car.
Mhm.
They don't even make that anymore, do they?
Nope.
So, if you want to,
It's 'cause Scion's dead.
if you want to bring in Hyundai, you have the Veloster because they're still making that. But I don't think it's going to be made too much longer.
Are they still making the Genesis?
The Genesis is a luxury car. It's not a sports car.
It used to be a sports car.
Yeah, they had the Genesis Type R for a little bit of
Yeah.
time. They don't have that anymore. So now it's reverted back to the 300 look, where it's like a cheap Bentley.
And Mazda doesn't have the RX-8 anymore.
Mazda doesn't have anything sports. They do have the Mazda MX-5, but it's a roadster. So let's just be honest. We're looking at maybe 8 to 9 sports cars across 2 different Toyota companies, 2 different Nissan companies. Well, we did forget Infiniti, but I don't think they have the the 37 anymore.
The point being, you can count on both hands how many sports cars there are nowadays from Japan, whereas back in the 90s and early 2000s, each company had 2 or 3.
Yes. I mean,
Mitsubishi had the 3000 GT and the Evo, different evolutions of the Evo. Subaru had the WRX, and
Oh, don't get me started on that ugly fucking Subaru.
Is that the bug guy?
I love the old bug eye. To me, the bug eye it wasn't pretty, but it was so cool and unique looking that it caught your eye.
Character.
Yeah, it had so much character to be like, oh, that's cool. Now it's a fucking Civic.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fucking Civic.
Wait till you see the new Civic.
But a Civic's not a sports car.
No, but Honda has always been known for making their economy cars look sporty. You can have the cheapest little 1999 Honda Accord, and it still look fun to drive.
Well, they also had a lot of support aftermarket too.
Exactly.
It's that new Civic that has like the single exhaust down the middle of the ass.
Type R.
Is that the Type R?
That's Type R.
I don't like the back end.
Yeah.
Well. So,
It's like a butthole.
but they had the pocket. What was it? The CRX. What killed it there? They never gave it anything that's worth power, and they gave it a hybrid engine.
I thought the body was pretty.
Oh yeah, the body was
stylish,
cool, but they never gave it an engine.
Yeah, there was no sportiness to it. It was, oh, well, it's got a decent body, and we're going off the name.
Right. But now we've noticed that the JDM market has really started to go more towards SUVs.
Yeah.
And more sad news in the JDM market, the NSX is being discontinued.
I mean, that's not really sad. It wasn't a real NSX, in my opinion, anyway.
No, it was not a real NSX, and it was the slowest exotic car to market to date and the most expensive for the top speed. But
its exclusivity and its price did make it considerably one of the cheapest
Out of them.
supercars
Yeah.
to buy. Yeah.
But it is being discontinued because Acura/Honda cannot afford to keep making them. Same thing that happened to the Lexus LFA.
Mm-hmm. Which that was a cool car too.
That was a cool fucking car. It screamed at you.
Oh yeah. So now that I've got, well, definitely one person. I don't know what your level of carness is, Jenny. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures back and forth.
Picture time.
Wait a minute. Am I going to be... I'm probably going to be hard after looking at this, or are you going to let me down?
You're going to be hard
Is it
and
supposed
soft.
to be that big?
Oh.
No, that's swollen. Don't look at that.
Now,
Okay.
another thing the reason why we bring up JDM too is JDM is something that a lot of people our age love, and the reason why we love it is, I hate to say it, the
Our
original
age?
fat.
Yeah, the
Or their age.
No, it does span our age. Ha ha ha! Very fucking funny, but it does span our age too because of the original Fast and Furious movie.
both the millennials and the ages a little bit older will notice there was a lot of publicity around Japanese sports cars, a few muscle cars, and just car culture in general is really in hype.
And that picked up around Fast and Furious, Need for Speed Underground,
Initial D.
Initial D, all that. And it makes me sad because some of these are my dream cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of them is an R34. I absolutely love Skylines.
Oh yeah.
The original Stage 3 Supra is one of my all-time favorite ones as well. The Stage 3 RX-7 is another one of my favorites. Dom drives it the first time he raced Paul in the Fast and Furious when he beats him. So he says NOSes and everything. So there's a lot of great cars that I can't get my hands on unless I have the bank. But it's like,
What does he say there? You never had me. You never had your car.
yeah.
Sounds a lot like you're never gonna have any of these cars either.
Yeah, I'm not. And the reason why is because the price tag on these cars is stupid. I can literally buy a hot rod that is made in the 60s, fully restored, it has the engine I want into it, street legal, everything, drive it as a daily and still not touch the price tag of some of these fucking JDMs.
To be honest, it's because of the 25-year rule.
Exactly.
One reason being is the Japanese people have traded that car around so many different times. It's been anybody in Japan could have that car. There's other countries that can get that car in like it's nothing.
So, he can vouch for me because you know what I did this last year. Last year, I went to Carolina Autos because I was going to trade in my Challenger for a 1991 300 ZX, Fairlady Z, imported straight from Japan. Only had 50,000 miles, had the dual turbos, right-handed. It was an automatic. Still wanted, what was it, 19?
Oh yeah, just under 20.
Just under 20 grand for it.
Granted, it had low mileage. And
Yeah.
it looked pretty clean, but that's an old car. The price should have gone down, and we've had them for a long time here in America. It's not even affected by the 25-year.
No, because it was a 91.
Yeah, but it was still just expensive because now it's becoming the Japanese sports car tax. It doesn't matter if we've had it in the United States for years or not. It's just becoming expensive to own Japanese sports cars.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Because the Japanese sports car market's taking a dip. Like, people aren't recognizing newer Japanese sports cars anymore.
Because they're not putting them out, except for the certain ones.
Mhm.
You barely have any Nissans here now, besides the 370 or the 350s that people have had forever.
And the 350s are getting clapped out like crazy, too.
Yep. Nobody wants them because they're too modded to what they want. So they have to backtrack on what people have done. Same thing with the GTRs. They're too fucking expensive. $200,000 for one. And they're not brand new.
Oh, wow, that's ridiculous.
And the Supras are coming off the lot for anywhere between $60,000 to $80,000.
You can buy a Supra that's been in a fire. If it's a Mark IV, it'll still be worth $30,000-$40,000. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, we're not
bought
kidding.
one, and he's restoring it.
Unless you're lucky to win on one of those online car
Well,
marks.
yep.
Yeah, but they make
Wow.
like $300,000 or $400, $100,000 each time they do that anyway. So they make their money back.
But they're making the market for them is stupid. And that kills me for people like us who would love to have one.
Oh yeah.
How much did you pay for your 3000 GT that had a tree go through the dash or come
With
down on top
a
of it?
tree going through it, and the only thing that was replaced was the glass. It had a dented hood, dented fender,
Barely
dented
ran.
rear fender, had a blown head gasket. None of the active aero worked, and it had a very bad electrical issue. I still had to pay $5,000 for it and 175,000 miles.
See what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Yeah, it was literally a barely moving rust bucket, and they still wanted 5,000 miles or $5,000 for it.
See what I'm saying? This is worse than the muscle car market. And that can be up there too
Oh yeah.
for rust buckets. Show us the pictures.
Okay, so
I'm sorry,
the
I went on.
first two pictures I'm going to show you are the original Acura Integras.
And the reason why we're doing this is because the new Acura Integra just dropped.
Okay.
So that's a pretty modest late 90s, early 2000s car. Go ahead and show you.
Oh,
And
God,
these are in white and in yellow.
Oh, I love that one.
The yellow is the go-to color for the Integras.
And it's so pretty.
Got full map.
Oh God, yeah. For the that's one car I would have took right off the bat, even with the four banger.
Now the good news is they did bring the color back, so you still get the yellow.
I know. I've seen this. Me and a coworker talked about this, and we were both very disappointed.
I like how it says Integra on the side. So
Yeah, you can get the Integra sticker.
Look at the front.
In case anybody wonders what the fuck it is.
That looks like a mix between a Corolla.
It's a crossover. It's an
Yeah.
SUV crossover, just like they did with the Eclipse.
Now I'm going to show you another vehicle. This is a Subaru WRX STI.
Ooh.
Is it the Bug Eyes?
It's the early 2000s model, not the 90s model that I like, but it's
It's after Bug Eyes, so it's still pretty.
you still get the idea of what the WRX is.
I love the Bug Eyes.
Now I don't know if you guys have seen the few that have come out in the past 3 or 4 years, but they're still kind of ugly. This is what next year's model is going to look like.
Gio's gonna be so upset.
Oh, he is. He's very upset.
What
in Honda?
Yeah, that is the new WRX.
It's a CRV.
It looks like
A Honda.
yeah.
That's a fucking.
It's a Forerunner.
Yeah.
That's past the CRV on the way up.
Vroom, vroom.
And the last one I'm going to show you.
Why is Honda? Why Subaru is known for the WR? Like they are known for the three things: the Forester, the Outback, and the WRX. And you're gonna fucking shit on the one thing that's kept you in rally racing and everything.
If they're just trying to conform with the economy.
Now this is the brand new Honda Civic. This is coming out next year.
I don't hate it.
It doesn't look bad, does it?
I don't hate it.
I'm not
Are you going to show me the old Beamer looking Honda Civic?
No, this is the Honda Civic that's coming out next year. It's
I
not
don't hate
terrible,
it.
right?
It's all right.
Okay.
It looks. You know what it looks like? Looks like a new VW.
Yeah.
It
Now,
does look
this-
like a new VW.
This is a picture of the current Civic Type R that is out right now.
Oh, it looked like a Camry.
Yeah, that's new Civic Type R.
No, this is the one that's out right now.
I'm
This
scared.
is
I'm
what
scared.
the new Honda Civic Type R looks like.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Now, do you notice anything different?
I'm scared.
Yeah. Why is it so
Yeah.
like buggy? Volkswagen Beetle.
They're making it more of a hatch.
Yep.
It's more of a hatch and it has more black accents. There you go.
So they're doing the whole Nissan GTR thing. Where they just add other accents and change the body up and say, "Here you go, new."
Pretty much.
Following your
Slight
boys
facelift
there.
and keep going.
Yep.
You can call me my homework, but change
What
my
was the
homework.
what was the red one? The one that we didn't hate.
The Civic.
The Camry.
That's the brand new Civic.
Yeah, this
That
is
one?
the brand new Civic coming out next year.
It does look kind of like.
And then this is the Honda Civic Type R. So you can tell they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is fuck SUVs, and I'm tired of you.
He's like this every episode.
I want me and a coworker, Gio. He's the guy who does our thumbnails for us. We love him to death. He is a car enthusiast, like me and Aaron over here, and me and him had a discussion. We were talking about it. There is nothing for car enthusiasts to get, and you.
Just left you out like that. I saw that.
That's me.
That was cold.
That's cool.
It's the worst anime betrayal I've ever seen.
My Vegas forgot. She's usually over here.
That is true. You're usually over there.
That's
Oh
why-
my God! Hush.
That's why he's been staring at the dawn so intently this episode.
Oh yeah.
You like my truck?
Yeah. And you. But car people who grew up in the car scene who are that love cars, we don't get that no more. We're getting like thrown away.
Yeah.
There's nothing to look forward to anymore.
Also, some of us don't have families, so we're not gonna buy a family fucking car.
Family. Family.
You're
Family.
young. You're young yet.
Family.
Hush.
Yeah, I'm team no kid. I don't want kids, so woo, team no kid. I don't want to have to sit there and
But what if you get another Allstott down the road and you want to go
No.
on a family trip? You need somewhere to put them.
yeah, he could fit his ass in the back seat of my sports
But it'd
car.
be roomier if it was an SUV.
No, not at all.
And the bunny we just hold.
See, there you go.
I don't know. I'll have kids. I'll just have to figure out a way to put a baby stroller in the back of a Viper.
They come apart.
No room in that bitch. But we noticed that all these car brands, even my baby, which is Mopar, are all just going to SUVs, vans, SUVs.
Economy.
Yeah, economy.
We're trying to market for the families. That's the whole point.
And I get that, but I haven't seen any really big boom in population growth. So why is every car manufacturer leaning towards families? I get that it's a bigger market. It's bigger than the sports car market at the time. But that doesn't mean that everybody should just throw their money into the whole, we'll only make SUVs. Mitsubishi, they make more of their money from real estate than anything else.
And look at the Mustang. The Mustang sales have dropped since they went electric and made it an SUV.
Because it's not a Mustang. It's an electric SUV. It's a Mach-E. I get that, but it's not a Mustang.
Oh, I know, but it's got the Mustang badge on it, and they're going to sell it as a Mustang.
Yeah.
It's the ugliest thing. It replaced what was the ugliest Mustang was, which was the 76 Mustang, the King Cobra 2. Now it's the Mach-E. That thing was ugly, but now this thing is fucking terrible.
I don't know. I think that leaves a nice little spot in the market for people that want to make traditional sports cars to start creating sports cars again. I just don't know if anybody's going to do it.
You know what we need to bring back?
What's that?
The AMCs.
Ooh, I'd take a Javelin. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back javelins. All right. Or Pontiac. I'll take a new Firebird
Maybe a GTO.
or G8
Nah, you
with
can
that
have
LS.
You can
With
have
that LS.
You can
thing.
have it. I'll take my LSs the way they're meant to be taken in a Corvette.
That hardly
Bring back
fucking.
AG.
What?
Bring back AG
Oh, MG.
or MG. Yeah.
Yeah,
Midget. That's British.
yeah, but they don't sell the things here anymore.
They've never sold. Well, no, they did
Yeah,
for a little bit of time.
and bring back Datsun while we're at it.
Yes. I want my fucking 240s.
Yes.
Okay, with that, we're done. Bye, y'all. Have fun. See you later. Hit comment, sub. Bye bye. New girl.
It is great.